that you joined us tonight. My name is Nicole Stutzman. I work here at the museum. And tonight is the third in a brand new program, the third series in a brand new program called ArtBytes in the Tech Lab. It's a place where overall we try to do all kinds of programming here, whether it's drop-in programming, open lab, activities and experiences, or workshops that are ways of merging art and technology together. So tonight is kind of becoming our feature program so far in terms of the types of events that we're experimenting with. And the host for ArtBytes is Dan Langendorf, who's fabulous at selecting talent from the area. Yeah, pulling great ideas together and facilitating a dialogue with visitors. I'm going to make a quick pitch for a contest that we have going on, Make Space for Artists, Design a Studio. After this program, if you'd like to stick around, I'll be showing some people a little bit about Google SketchUp if you're not familiar with that program. But we have a contest that's going on until February 12th where we're inviting the community to design a studio for an artist of any kind. Digital artist, dancer, musician, you name it. And February 12th, we're going to collect all the submissions, have a jury look at those submissions, and award a $500 cash prize to the first place winner, $200 to the second place, and $100 to the third place. And I don't have a lot of submissions yet, so your chances are good if you'd like to enter the contest. But I'll be around, I'll be in the back if you'd like to find out anything about the Tech Lab programs, or if you'd like to come present at one of the upcoming ArtBytes, speak to Dan. And without further ado, Dan.
Okay. Tonight is ArtBytes 3.0, if you will. The first couple that we did centered a lot on some video and some music. Tonight we're taking a little bit of a diversion from that. Some of these folks you'll get to meet a bald guy, a hippie, and a Renaissance man. And all of them are working with text, and text as art. I come from a long writing background, and so in the new media and the art and technology world, I get kind of frustrated sometimes because I feel like the word has been lost. It's been replaced by the video and the audio and the motion and sound and all those new media, not multimedia, and sometimes the word is lost. Tonight, though, we have people who are actually using the word as a part of their art. So we're going to start off, each person will get to introduce their piece, themselves, their piece. There's a little overlap between John and Jay Kyle here, so we'll probably engage them a little bit into some discussion as well, and Isaac will wow us at the end. So first up, John Keese, the bald guy. John has to be introduced as that bald guy, not the bald guy.
There's a big difference there.
So tell us, you get to run it.
Okay.
So.
All right. Kind of just before I put this up there, a little bit about my project. As I was going through my master's project, I was trying to think of, well, how can I, what's on my heart, what's on my mind, and how can I get that across to people that would visit a website, in essence of what I wanted to create. It's something, my religion is very important to me and whatnot, and kind of just branching out and to see what it means to everyone else out there. And so I ran into a couple other projects where people would scrape blogs, which means they'd go to blogs that are publicly posted and pull entries off of that in an automatic basis. And so I started looking for phrases that people were writing to God. And in the Bible, the book Psalms, people write many conversations to God. And there's lots of very praiseful entries and whatnot. But there's also lots of entries where people are like, why God are you doing this? Why is this happening to me? And there's, so I was like, well, I bet people are saying that today. And so my theory was that in the same way people back 3,000, whatever, how many years ago, people were writing their thoughts to God in whatever form that may be, and they're now doing it again, yet the medium has changed. Now they're doing it on their blogs. So that kind of brought to fruition this idea of neo-psalms. And so what I did is, through a programmatic nature, I go out look for phrases. As you can see, the phrases are usually going to be bolded right here. So for example, the phrase there is, I thought God. So I go out using Google blog search for that phrase, I thought God. See what all comes back from that. And I'm gathering that together into a master feed, which is presented here. And so whenever you find these things, these are all written by people, publicly posted on their blogs. And I kind of ran into this issue of public anonymity. I can never say that word. It's hard to write too. So I ran into this issue of public anonymity. All right. That where it's so published and it's so public that it's virtually private. That there's so many blogs out there. There's millions and millions, thousands new blogs are created every day. And people post there. There's just not enough people to read it all. And so it's virtually private. And if you go to a lot of these blogs, every post that comes up has a link to the source blog. If you go to these blogs, most of them don't have any comments at all. So if someone's reading it, they don't care enough to post a comment, to post a response back. So in essence, these public journals are essentially private because no one is reading them or no one is letting the author know that they are reading them. So kind of just going back to the process now. As I mentioned, I am not a good programmer. These two guys that are following me up later, they'll probably put me to shame. So I went out looking for tools that I didn't have to recreate. Google blog search, as you guys know. This is how I found the phrases. For example, God forgets me. Put it in quotation marks, it'll find that exact phrase. These are all recent blog postings where that is placed. So I went out there, created an RSS feed for every single one of these searches. So after you get that search, you can break it down just to the text, strip away everything else. So this is an RSS feed. This is, in essence, every blog that's out there has an RSS feed that automatically updates. So this is an RSS feed for this search. So I gathered together a list of all the terms I wanted to search for, all the phrases I wanted to search for. Gathered together those into another master feed. And now you can start to, this is a simple pipe. Yahoo Pipes is a visual kind of code framework. You can bring in all RSS feeds and all kinds of other feeds, and through these visual tools you can manipulate them. You can sort them by date. You can say, I want to exclude everything that has this rule. I want to include everything that pertains to this rule. And so with that, I sorted all of them and also broke them up into 4 other feeds for efficiency's sake. So whenever you load up NeoSongs, getting back to that, in essence, all those feeds, all that RSS, whatnot, is gathered together back, and you start seeing what people are writing. And it's really amazing how deep the average Joe Schmo can get. You would think, well, we're not all great writers, and we're not all, I guess, I can't remember all the great writers you were telling me about, Dan, but we don't have formal training in it. But yet, when people are experiencing intense emotion, whether it be, wow, that was awesome, or, oh my goodness, what happened? Really deep thoughts come out. As I was testing this, I kept on testing it, an entry came across. It was pretty much, the phrase was, I question God, why am I alive? I want to kill myself. I want to end my life. And so I clicked on the link to this person's blog. It was only 2 weeks old. This person had virtually created this blog because they were in such distress that they wanted to end their life. And I reached out and tried to start a communication. Just said, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I'm someone that cares. I'm someone that's reading, and I'm someone that has heard your story. So I got a short reply back and said, well, thank you. But still, it's amazing that there's so much stuff out there, and there's so many people that, yes, sir.
Well, what I was going to say is that what he's done is he's